Hey everybody, it's time for another Mini Mondays, and today I'm going to be doing a follow-up on Bravest Warriors Season 3. Now, if you want to know stuff about the plot, the characters, details, all that kind of stuff, you can watch my original Mini Mondays on Bravest Warriors. I'll put a card thing up in the area here so you can check it out if you want. It'll also be in the description too. So, Season 3, I just have to say this right away, it took 4 years to come out, just about 4 years to come out since Season 2 last aired on Cartoon Hangover, and I have to say, whew, it was not worth the wait at all. Now, I understand that animation takes a long time, and Frederator was having some serious issues. I don't know specifically what they were, but they were having issues with their production. I don't really appreciate the fact that they flat out lied to people about how far along they were in the production process. I think that's really insulting, but you know what, who cares? I'm just gonna talk about the actual series itself. And what do I think? Well, besides not being worth the wait, it's honestly okay. I don't think it's the strongest season, I actually think it's the worst season, but it does have some good aspects of it. The animation is still good, quite good, I still love the designs, everything like that, so it looks fine. I do like the way the characters are going. I do kind of like what they're doing with Danny, sort of making him, you know, like this depressed victim of bullying, where he just feels all this massive shame all the time. It's kind of neat, but he can still have friends and be social and everything like that. It's cool. One thing I do have a problem with, though, is that they really need to sit down and have a discussion about what emotion lord powers Chris has, because they kind of just keep making stuff up as it goes, and if they keep making stuff up as it goes, he'll completely become not interesting because he'll just be overpowered as shit. So yeah, they really need to just buckle down and decide what powers he has. And if his power is that he has all the powers that he wants, then okay, whatever. I could see that being kind of uninteresting, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, they are making more Bravest Warriors for TV, actually, so it's no longer going to be a web series, it's going to be a TV series produced by Nelvana, which is cool, you know? I can respect that decision for sure. Hopefully it means they actually, you know, make episodes that don't take 4 years to come out, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I do actually have a pretty serious problem with the plot. So this season was actually 6 10-minute episodes as opposed to being 5-minute episodes like the other seasons were, and I think that has a problem of its own. So the 5-minute episodes did sometimes have some plot diarrhea issues, but honestly I felt like they were more complete journeys. They were a lot more energetic, they had a lot more jokes and comedy, and it just felt a lot more like story fulfilling despite being a shorter length. But with the 10-minute episodes, I just feel like they're really not suited to them. The Bravest Warriors format I think works best in a short form 5-minute animation style. With the 10-minute style, it just feels like it's dragging a little bit, like they don't quite have enough material for all that running time, and some of the lines just take a while to say. It's not nearly as funny as the other two seasons. I laughed maybe like twice during the season, whereas first season I laugh my fucking ass off every time I watch it. It's hilarious. Second season too is pretty funny, but yeah, this one, I don't know, it's just not that funny. I don't know if it's just because I'm older, but no, I watched Bravest Warriors Season 1 and I still laugh at it, so I don't think that's true. But actually, the biggest problem I have with the season, or the series now, is the plot itself, which I still like the whole emotion lord thing, I still like the Bravest Warriors dynamic and everything like that. It's just the problem is with the plot's execution. So the way I see it, it's kind of hard to describe, but basically the way I see it is like the plot is like a tower of Jenga, and each time they're going upwards, you know, they have to take a block out of the tower and put it on top. It's like every episode is a new introduction or a new piece of the story, but they don't really build on top of the other pieces of the story that they kept making. Like I said, it's hard to explain, but I think you might understand if you watch it, which I do recommend you watch it if you've already watched Bravest Warriors, but if you haven't, I don't know, I don't think I can recommend it. But it's basically like every episode feels disconnected from the other episodes, even though they do have the same characters, a running plot. But it's like every time you start a new episode, they're always doing something new, which is, it's so hard to explain. lots of shows do that, where they do something new, but it's like new but completely disconnected from what they were doing before. It's like one episode could have them at a mall doing something and it gets all dramatic, and the next episode could have them doing something entirely different, where they don't mention what happened, and it doesn't seem to emotionally impact them at all. They're just kind of like, haha, chuckly, jokey, whatever. So yeah, like I said, it's a bit hard to elaborate on, but it does feel like the more they build on their tower, the more they're taking away from the tower itself, without actually ever going anywhere. You know, they're not adding pieces to the Jenga tower, they're just taking pieces from the bottom and putting them on the top, which means the tower's not getting taller, it's just getting weirder looking. So maybe they'll fix this when they actually go to TV, who knows. I just think that it doesn't work in the format that they chose for it. Also, I know this isn't related to the series itself, but I do think the idea that paying a subscription to watch it after 4 years of waiting is pretty bullshit, and I don't recommend paying for it, to be honest. I do not think it's worth paying for. So yeah, that's it. Just sort of the whole story surrounding the third season really upsets me, with the production lies and the subscription costs and the fact that it's not on YouTube. Really bothers me. But honestly, so yeah, Bravest Warriors. I would have to say that my favorite episode in this season is probably Ghosts of the See-Through Zone, where Chris and Danny and Wallow are at their invisible hideout and shit starts going down when the see-through zone starts leaking into their reality, and Beth and Plum go on a walk and talk about feelings and stuff. I just like it because it's like fucking crazy and it's just basically non-stop fun until the end. But my least favorite episode would have to be Everything is Okay, where Impossibear thinks that the Bravest Warriors are dead, so he makes a tour of them. There's Hamster Mitch, who is just kind of like all of a sudden Asian. He was never Asian before, but he's Asian all of a sudden, and he just tries to get the paralyzed horse so that he can answer a stupid moral question. It's just really pointless. Like, really pointless. If it was just a 5-minute episode, I probably would have just been like, alright. But the fact that it's a 10-minute episode really bothers me. It's not funny. It's mostly just Catbug being silly, and I don't really care for it. So, yeah. I do hope that Bravest Warriors improves in the future. I don't think this was their strongest outing at all. I can see the direction they're going in, but like I said, the plot isn't progressing in a meaningful way. Every single episode feels disjointed from the other one, and they really need to pin down some of the character aspects, especially Chris's emotional powers. Still, I like Bravest Warriors, and once it's on TV, I will watch it. I'll see what they have to offer. And that's all I have to say about that.